Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome to the show. Today, I have on a good friend of mine. He goes by Zen Master Joe on his IG account. He's done 4 years in the fitness industry and started at LA Fitness in 2016. It's pretty funny because we both started at LA Fitnesses, but different locations. He's trained a couple of athletes who won top 5 and top 3 at their first shows, and he's done 7 shows on his own. 4 of those 7, he's actually placed in the top 3. Please welcome my guest, Zen Master Joe. It's like, hey, I'm gonna stick one up my nose real quick and then two in my mouth, and we'll see how that fucking goes. It's so funny.
One through each ear.
One through each ear. You know those cartoons that they would stick like 10 cigarettes in their mouth?
Yes.
And they blow it out? That's what you remind me of right now.
Oh my gosh, this one time I had we were in a smoke circle and we had like 3 blunts in rotation, and then at one time I had like all 3 in my, like I had 2 in this finger right here, and then I had 1 right here, and I was just like that.
That's so funny. When'd you start smoking weed?
The first time I ever smoked weed was 14 years old, but I didn't.
What?
Yeah, I didn't start smoking regularly though till like I started my first job in college. So like I worked as a graveyard shift security guard. Oh,
No, you don't have to be as close. I'm just adjusting the level.
Wait, are we recording?
Yeah, you're
We
recording
live?
right now.
Oh shit, we're live, dude.
Yeah, you guys are
Cool.
live.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened in college?
Oh yeah, so I started my first job as a night shift security guard.
Mhm.
So I had to like adjust my sleep schedule, and weed helped me do that. Like the first time I ever smoked weed, I haven't had that quality sleep like ever.
I think because a lot of people, I remember back in the day, everyone's like, it's so bad. It's a gateway drug.
Mhm.
But it's like, if you use it the right way, it can be effective.
For sure.
Like I do it occasionally, like if I need to sleep. Like
Yeah.
I have a pen and it's hybrid, kind of like yours. It's 1-to-1 ratio. Dude, I sleep like a baby.
Yes.
Like I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like I knock out. I
Yeah.
don't wake up. I don't the moment I hit my head on the pillow, that's it. Like
Yeah.
black out, and then I wake up and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like it's good to use if you use it the right way.
Yeah. There's
so-
always a right way and a wrong way to do everything. And it's like a lot of people like to blame the drug, but at the end of the day, like whether it's alcohol or weed, like it's just a chemical. Like it itself didn't do any harm. It's what the person did under the influence of that particular chemical. So it's like when you think of a stoner, you don't think of people like us, people that work out and people that are active.
Yeah.
Typically, people think of stoners as like people that have the munchies, play video games, and like, be lazy.
Don't do anything lazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like if you're under the influence of a chemical that affects your psyche and then you do something that's bad for you, then when you're sober, you'd be more inclined to do that same thing that's bad for you. Whereas if you're under the influence and you do something active, then even when I'm sober, I'd still be doing this active lifestyle, whether or not I'd be,
Right.
On cannabis.
It's kind of like, what is that saying? What is that? Sober mind. What is that? Drunk thoughts, sober mind, or something like that. What is that? What is it?
A drunk mind reveals sober
Sober
thoughts.
Yeah, that one. It's kind of like that, dude. Like it brings out everything.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with like an abusive issue too. Like if you abuse a product,
Mhm.
dude, it's not a good thing. But if you're smart with it, I mean, then cool. You know, and there's a lot of people that do it. Like a lot of kids that I know that do it, and they're not doing shit with their lives.
Mhm.
Like us. Like I see you hustling at work.
Mhm.
I'm trying to hustle at work. We
For
only
sure.
use it just to kind of calm our minds down because
It's stressful.
everything's so fucking chaotic. You
Yeah.
know, it's like you have to have that little split second just to have like release, and then
Mhm.
you feel better. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
like I'm good now. Let me go
Yeah.
back to what I was doing, but you're a little bit more calmer.
Yeah.
So then that's what people don't get, especially the people with like the old school minds.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what drives me insane, man.
I feel it has to do with the inability to relax, not only on a physical way, but in a mental way too. Because just as how you said, like you're not the only one that has sleeping problems. Like majority of people have problems staying asleep and even going to sleep. Why? Because a lot of people say like their minds stay awake.
Yeah.
So when you like think about it, like your mind is a tool at the end of the day. You use your mind to interpret what this human experience is all about. And the moment that mind is out of your control, you don't have a handle on it. And if you don't have a handle on your mind, then everything else is going to be chaotic. So
Yeah.
what I feel like cannabis allows me to do is it allows me to mentally release things that I previously thought were very, very important. But like if you're high, then you kind of like remove yourself from those thoughts and remove yourself from the emotions attached to those thoughts. And you're able to view it like, oh, I was just freaking out over something small, you know?
It kind of simplifies life a little bit, like you said, going back
Yeah.
on that. You think about something that you think is important,
Yeah.
and then you go into that mind state and you're like, wait, that actually wasn't important at all. I was
Exactly.
tripping out on nothing. That actually is, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
go back to my simple lifestyle. So
Hmm.
it's, yeah, man, it's crazy how our mind, like like we're going through like psychological warfare in our own
Exactly.
head,
Yes.
and that allows us to do is kind of like,
Remove.
it's kind of like looking at yourself and you're like,
Yes.
wait a minute, what am I actually thinking? What's
Yeah.
actually important? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy how that, like, that shit helps
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I think that's a perspective that's been long lost, only because of our upbringing. Because it's like from an early age, we've never been taught how to handle emotions. We've always been taught, especially us as men, we've been
Yeah.
taught to always suppress it,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, and we're only allowed to express it in ways that are socially acceptable, which is through rage and anger, through like sports or whatever
Lifting
else
weights.
activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been our, I guess, outlet of expression of those emotions. But it's not enough because that only attends to a small portion of the spectrum of emotions that we've been conditioned to suppress. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I feel like a lot of people nowadays have like s- a lot of anxiety within themselves, and especially during this whole lockdown thing, they're very unsettled within their own homes. Isn't that a weird situation? Like, don't you
Yeah.
think people would be comfortable in their homes?
It
And
depends. Like, I mean, your home is a place to where usually a lot of people, depending on who you are,
yeah,
like I don't spend a lot of time in my home.
definitely, definitely.
But I think when you're so locked up in one place and you're staring at the same thing
Hmm.
for day after day,
Yeah,
like hour after hour,
yeah,
and not only that, you mostly spend home on the like you mostly spend your time at home on the weekends.
yeah,
Usually everybody goes to work from Monday through Friday.
yeah,
They see their friends at work,
yeah,
they enjoy their time with them, and then they go to the gym or do whatever activities they do,
yeah.
and then they come home and they deal with that. But I think if it's kind of like if you put me in this spot, right, for
Hmm.
7 days straight,
Hmm.
I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna be like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like you're so unsettled, you're so tense,
definitely.
you're off the wall. Like I probably won't be able to sleep because I'm
Yeah,
cooped up in one spot for a
yeah,
long time. Like, and that shit
yeah.
sucks, So
It is natural human desire for us to want to expand our boundaries. Yeah, I
yeah,
totally get that. You can't keep us locked up, or like, you know, you can't be confined to one area.
yeah,
The point I'm trying to make is that if your place of peace isn't a place where you can find definite peace, then we can't find it anywhere else. So people are like craving to go to the gym. People are craving to go out to the bars and things like that. For what? Because we search for something outside of ourselves to give us fulfillment. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Which I totally get, because it's like if I go 3 days without working out, I lose my mind.
Dude, I lose my shit too.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I get antsy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's got to a point where like during quarantine, it was like, all right, I'm gonna do like 300 pull-ups, you know? And it's like, and no joke, bro. Like you break it up. Like throughout
Yeah,
the day, you do 30 sets of 10 pull-ups. And it's
yeah.
like you eventually get there. And it's like, I think th- it- it's a need of stimulation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when people go out, they get stimulated, whether through chemicals or whether through like interaction with other people. Um, I think now is a revealing of how overstimulated we are now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like y- the inability to find peace where you live. Because it's like I totally get like you can't lock someone up in the same area, but
Right.
it's like if that's your home, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and that's where you stay, then I would be thankful to like stay at home. You know what I'm saying? Like during the whole quarantine, during when the gym closed down, I was like kind of thankful for that little break that we were given. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And it allowed me to reflect on where not only the world is going, but where I want to go.
And where you're at. Kind of like a
and where you're at.
self-reflection.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people are scared to do that because we've been, again, suppressing so many things for so long that when we're given an opportunity to address it, then we'd rather, go drinking or something like that.
Kind of push it off to the side
Mhm.
and kind of just put it in the back of your head and
Yeah.
not think about it because you have A, B, C, and D going on. So you don't really have to think about it. And
Yeah.
then next time that stuff comes up in your head, like you try to find another avenue to get out of that because you just don't
Exactly.
want to face it.
Exactly. Yep.
That's a good, like that. It's good that you say that because we suffer from that. Like a lot of times we don't want to face it.
We really do.
I do that sometimes.
I
Like,
do too.
like everybody does. Everybody has that shit in their head where they're like, they think about it and they're like, oh, I don't want to think about that. Let me do something else to
Yes.
kind of put it back to the
Yes.
side.
Yeah.
Like I think everybody's different too, just depending on who you are. Like me, I'm always on the go. I always have to do something. So
Yeah.
like, it was a good break for a week. Like you said, you
Yeah,
self-reflect,
yeah.
think about what's going on, think about your plans ahead.
Yeah.
But it depends on the person too and like how you're built. Cause me, I can do that,
Mhm.
but only for like a week and a half.
Only
2
for
weeks.
so long.
Yeah, only for so long. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, what else do I need to do?
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to work out, but like I think we need interaction with people too. Like you need
Yeah.
to have that. Like we need to. When I was talking with like Jack and
Mhm.
Alex and stuff like that, they were talking about online training.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool and stuff, but you need to feel a hug. You need
Yes,
to
yes.
feel a high five, a handshake,
Yes.
like a kiss from your girlfriend,
Yes.
boyfriend. You need to have those emotional connections
Yes.
in an interpersonal environment.
Definitely.
Like it's just what we are made to do as humans.
Yes.
Like it's cool that we got a little break and stuff, but as human beings, we need to experience all those emotions
Yeah.
connecting to different people.
Yes.
Because if you take that away, then shit goes out the window. Nothing's
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's like, yeah, you can have like virtual workouts, but the connection is going to be off.
Yeah.
Compared to somebody reaches their goal or does a pull up, like you can
Mhm.
give them a high five
Yeah.
and share that emotional experience with them in
Yeah.
that quick second.
Yeah.
If they do it online on a screen, it's like, yeah, good job. Let me give you a
Yeah.
let
It's
me give you a
thumbs
Skype,
up.
a Skype high five.
Oh my
Awesome. All right,
gosh.
I'll see you tomorrow. So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Like I've never really understood like the whole Skype and Zoom aspect of it. For a class setting, I do, but for one-on-one, it's like even for my online clients, like I would rather talk to them like actually talk to them on the phone than like FaceTime
Yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way.
Yeah, because it's like I feel like when you're on camera, it kind of takes away some of your essence, or like it takes away like it kind of I don't want to. How do I say it? Being on camera kind of adds a filter to your persona. I want to say because it's like when I'm on camera, like I have to be mindful. Like oh shoot, I have to make sure that they don't see something in the background or like you got to be. You can't be as. You can't be as.
You
free
got to be
expressing.
careful and like kind of watch yourself, right?
Yeah.
No, I
But-
get that.
But but like, I'm glad that people like Jack and Alex were able to adjust their business around like the circumstances, because I did see like a lot of trainers like just fall off, just like
Yeah.
completely shut down.
One day they're training, and then the one day you don't hear from them.
Yeah.
A lot of people went to online. A lot of people are going to other people's houses.
Yeah.
For at-home training.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like what you said. It's funny when a client texts me. So a
Yeah.
client will text me, and it's usually a long paragraph of what they have to say,
Mhm.
and I'll text them back, I'm gonna call you, and they'll be like, okay, because I'm so old school. I don't like writing paragraphs. I'm just like, hey, like if I text somebody, I'm at the store, what do you need?
Yeah.
Or be there in 5,
Yeah.
or on my way. But if I need to call you, it's because I need to call you,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be for a while. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fucking text you a paragraph.
Yeah.
Like I don't do that.
Yeah.
Somebody else texted me like four text messages in a row. kind of thing, and they're all like different questions.
Yeah.
Have you had this, Roscoe? Like where you get somebody texts you you have 4 blue or green depending on who's texting you, and it's 4 different questions, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Let me just call you.
Yeah.
So it's like you get all that out of the way in a shorter amount of time than when you text too. Not only that, you can hear their emotional response.
Yes.
You can hear if they're happy or sad depending on what the topic is that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, you lose your touch a little bit with people, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of the same thing with the phones. Like how old are you?
25.
Okay, so generation below you, you'll go into a restaurant and you'll have 6 people that are younger, and all of them will be on their phones. Like they'll be with each other in a circle.
Yeah.
But all of them will be so glued to their phones on fucking Instagram. You know, it's ridiculous. When me and Roscoe go out, or when I go out with my buddies, like we have a no phone rule.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to videotape something cool, but like it's not cool to see your buddy who's, I don't know, 28, 29, 30 years old on his phone, and your friends are over here having a good time. It's like, what are you doing, dude? You know, like hang out with us, be social with us, like have interaction with us and enjoy the time that you are here.
Yeah.
It's sad, kind of, you know, like we're losing that kind of that human touch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit's just kind of flipped out.
Yeah. It's almost as if like everything is upside down now.
Yeah.
Because like think about it, like things aren't working the ways they're supposed to be working. You know?
Yeah.
Like we have these phones, like you said, and it connects us with people all over the world. Yet we're separate from ourselves, like more than we were before. You know, like you said, we're losing that human touch. But I think like at the cost of having external connections via phones and Skype and things like that, we've sacrificed real communication, which is
we don't know how to talk to people.
Exactly.
Dude, we lost that. Serious shit, bro. We don't know how to fucking talk to people. Like I'll talk to like a younger generation, like kid, guy or girl. It'll be awkward for them.
Yeah.
It'll be really awkward for me to have a conversation. For me, it's fine because I love talking to people.
Yeah.
I got brought up. My grandparents basically raised me in their old school.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, if you want something, go to the person and ask them what you want. You got to be upfront about it, be assertive, look the person in the eye, all that stuff. No one does that anymore.
Yeah.
So like if I'll go ask like a kid a question, or when I'm talking to somebody that's younger than me, that's 20, 21, excluding Jack, because Jack's different. But everybody else, they're on their phone, or they'll look at me and then they'll look down and they'll look at me like, what the hell? Like, why is he like you get socially awkward because you don't know how to talk to people.
For sure.
I'm like, fuck, like we're losing that slowly a little bit, you know?
It has something to do with that fear of rejection, I think. Or not fear of rejection, but I want to say like self what do you call that? When you're self-conscious.
Self-awareness?
Yeah, but in a bad way.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
like,
I get that. Okay.
Yeah, like those, I think like people are concerned with how others view them so much to the point to where they'd rather not even try than attempt to communicate with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So like they would almost like stop themselves from even attempting, to talk to somebody because of that fear. So it's like, I'm glad that there's people like you that are very socially open.
Yeah.
And you would be able to make somebody feel comfortable.
Yeah.
To talk to, because a lot of people don't have that. Even like within their own families, like they have to watch what they say, otherwise it'll cause problems,
Yeah.
So like if you have like a generation that's been walking on eggshells their whole lives, and they're in a social setting like the gym, for example, where you have all kinds of people that are all sorts of different shapes and sizes, like just like in high school, there's always going to be some social hierarchy, or you have the
cool kids, you got the jocks, you got the nerds, you got the emo kids. Like,
so there's always going to be that social attachment to wherever you go, whether it's a workplace, a gym, high school, wherever. Because I noticed no matter where you go, that shit always happens. It's always going to be a natural tendency of ours as mammals, you know, because mammals are very social creatures. Therefore, there's always a social hierarchy. But until we can transcend that, like we're just gonna have to live with it. But I think because of that institutionalized hierarchy, like people are scared to talk, or they're scared to say something that goes against somebody that's above them, and then they'll get outcasted for it. Because that's happened to me before, you know, over at Self Made, because I didn't embrace the same values they had, which is entrepreneurship, profits over people. I'm talking shit now, but
No,
it's
dude, this is the whole point of the show.
so
Call it out. Call it like you see it. It's this.
yeah,
This is 100%
because
real.
it's
Go a
because it's
little
like
closer to the mic.
oh yeah, because it's like when I hate it. Like I'm sure you've seen it too. Like people in the fitness industry that promote wanting to help people, but they end up selling some bullshit like program or like some bullshit product.
I think
And
I get what you're saying.
yeah,
I think personally, because I thought about that, and
yeah,
I'm like, I used to think, fuck these guys. All they want is money. Like
hmm
they don't care.
hmm
I think it's more of like a learning thing, right? Like I'm always a person to give the benefit of the doubt. I
definitely.
think we try to do our best in the beginning, right? You as a trainer, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to help people." That's
hmm
usually the general idea when you go into the fitness industry. Like, I'm here to help people. I want to make sure people come out better than when they came in, depending on how their day went.
Yeah.
But then as soon as people get bigger, I think they just uh, I mean, it sucks because they get lost in the sauce.
hmm
So as they get bigger, they're like, "Oh, I can make more money. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do
Yeah.
that." And their roads kind of divert to
Yeah.
where in the beginning they wanted to do something,
hmm
and then they go off into left field doing the complete opposite of what they didn't want to do in the very beginning in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And that's what I see. Like
Yeah.
people get lost, or people's values change, or people hang out in different groups,
Yeah.
group settings. Like when you make it, like when you make it in the fitness industry, everybody else looks at you in those
hmm
in the industry, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's reaching up. We should grab him."
Yeah.
Whether it's like a clothing company
Oh yeah.
or like a nutrition company,
Definitely.
and then you're doing your own thing and doing your own thing well because people are noticing you. But here comes this person over here,
hmm
and then they kind of brainwash you in a way to think how they think, and then
Yeah.
you get lost in the sauce, and
Yeah.
then you go over here,
Yeah.
and people still go without realizing or self-reflecting. You're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, like what I'm doing is wrong. Kind of like because I know a bunch of, like, I've been in this industry for 8 years, and I
Yeah.
actually know uh some of the biggest Instagram influencers. I'll let you know, I'll
Yeah.
tell you the names after.
Yeah. 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 For sure.
But they started out kind of the same thing. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I want to get jacked, I want to get big." Okay, cool. And then before you know it, 5 years later, they're selling 100 people the same workout
Yeah.
program or the same nutrition program.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, like that's not what you're supposed to do. Like
Yeah.
everybody's different individually.
Yeah.
Everybody should have their own thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where online training gets lost.
Yes.
That's why I have very few online clients. The only clients I have online are from the people that are up north that I used to work with.
I
And the
see.
reason why I did that is because so I lived up there for a year, and I've had the same clientele for a year.
hmm
So they know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
They know exactly when I tell them to do something, when I give them internal or external cues, they're like,
hmm
they've been there so long that they know exactly what that means.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a little different.
Yeah.
But when you get somebody who buys your shit like cookie cutter program for $39.95 or something
Yeah.
like that, you're not really there. You're sending
Yeah.
a quick email and that's it. And
Yeah.
it's like an automatic thing where you'll get, "Hey, how's it going?" But it's
Yeah.
not personalized.
It's not.
You'll get that same email.
Yeah.
Everybody in your CC will get that same exact email.
Yeah.
It's like it's not personal at all.
Like for me, I do online training too, but it's more personalized. So each client gets like their own training app, and on it is their own
Workouts.
their own customized plan. But in terms of like, selling programs and like cookie cutters, I think people can go further with that because I'm not gonna lie, like we all started on cookie cutters, didn't we? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
at one point, you and I went on bodybuilding.com. We typed in what our goals were, and then they gave us like, this is a split for you, which is whether it's Chris Gettin or Jay Cutler's mass program, or you know what I'm saying, CT Fletcher's
Yeah.
arm program.
Yeah.
So we all eventually like
Yeah.
at one point started on that.
Yeah.
And it's like if I'm able to provide a better
Service.
better starting point, like I'm definitely gonna do it. The thing I'm gonna do different though is I'm gonna use that as free leads as a trainer. Because if somebody buys your program, you know that they're definitely interested in training with you.
Yeah.
But how many people do you see buy their program, end up training with whatever influencer that they bought the program from? Like very rarely, you know what I'm saying? So I think that would be like a way to flip the whole stigma of cookie cutters, is to not just give them the program and just, fuck them, like leave them alone, but like use that as a way to start a relationship, start a new client relationship.
Yeah, it's like a
you know?
bond.
Yeah, because
You
people
know?
are just focused on, oh, cool, I made a quick $40. Let me go, like, like, what the
Yeah.
hell is $40 gonna get you?
Yeah.
You know?
Like it does add up, but then at the end of the day, you're sacrificing quality over quantity.
Yes.
For me, I would rather have 15 people and charge them $100, but a month, but just be on their shit. Like, hey, I would I'd text them about like every week or so, like, hey, how's it going? How are you doing?
Yeah.
How are the workouts?
Yeah.
Oh, you have an injury? Okay. Or like I'll call them sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like how are you doing? How's COVID?
Yeah.
What's going on? Stuff like that. Just seeing how they're doing in their life. Not even talking about training, but
Yeah.
being more personal about it.
Definitely.
Like you have to have the quality that's there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, sometimes even like so people also buy programs and don't even use them.
Yes, definitely.
Like they'll pay $40 and they'll be like, like they're just supporting the person. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You know? So it's, I don't know. It's just, I don't even think like you said, I think it just kind of needs to change a little bit.
Yeah.
And in the end, I think those people just don't get anywhere anyways.
Yeah.
They're famous and stuff on Instagram, but
they only last for like 2-3 years and then they fall off the face of the earth.
you don't see them. No, it's a fad. You don't see them. They come in and then they do their shit and shindig, and then you have no idea where they went or what they're doing in their life.
And then even so, the ones that are still in the industry, you can tell are the ones selling out, because it's like they have a new sponsor like every 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Fucking, not to call anyone out, but like, like
no. That's everybody. And I talked about this I think last week or the week before. I'm like, if a sponsorship wants to sponsor me, like on the podcast, for example, I'm gonna support what I believe in.
Yes.
If somebody comes at me with like a product, like, hey, can you do my product? Well, let me try it out first.
Yeah.
Let me see how I like it. If I think it's dog shit, then I'm not gonna sell it. You know, like
for sure.
It just depends. Because you have like the shake weight and like all those things too.
Oh my gosh. And those things are making millions, bro. Are you fucking kidding? Have you seen the Jazzercise shit? Have you seen that? Have you seen
Oh my
that?
gosh.
You've seen that,
so
right?
many ads.
Oh my gosh.
Talking the mic. The Jazzercise, where you bite on it. It's basically it's a mouth guard. It is essentially a mouth guard.
You know, I started boxing when I was 8, and then my coach I asked my coach like how to strengthen my jaw. He was like, just eat beef jerky, bro. Chew gum.
Chew gum, bro. That's like, all you need to do is chew gum. Gum is like $1 for a pack. You know, so it's shit like that comes out.
How much does that Jazzercise thing cost? I don't even know. Like,
Roscoe,
I'll look it up.
Roscoe, look up. See how much Jazzercise costs. Probably a fuck ton.
I swear, if it's over $20, I'm gonna find that guy and I'm gonna break his jaw.
And be like, yo, this shit work now, dude? Like, I don't think so. Your product's dog shit.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Let's expose him.
No, but you're right.
Well, so they have a bunch of different products.
No fucking way.
Yeah. There's like, you can get like the ultimate master pack for like $70. They have the beginner's blue at $30.
Oh my god.
They have the advanced blue at $40.
Oh my god.
And then they
the
had the
hell?
elite green.
What the
at
fuck does that mean?
45.
What does that
Is that like
mean?
the size of resistance, like the
And
amount
then
of
the
resistance?
intermediate green at 35.
Click.
Yeah, it just looks like it's just like levels of like how tough it is.
There's
Oh
different.
Yeah, it's
fucking god, that is funny. Oh my god, if someone's listening, please don't buy that. Just fucking chew gum.
Please, yeah,
just
please
chew
don't.
gum. Just if you want your jaw to get stronger, chew like 3 gums.
Yes.
Get 3 gums and chew that shit. But you know, it's like shit like that. They're fads. They'll probably do good for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and then they'll fall off.
Yeah.
And then something new will come in. Same
Yeah.
with the Instagram models. There's
Yeah.
always somebody better looking. There's always
Yes.
somebody more
Yes.
fit. And then not only that, us as humans, we always want to get better or see others. Like
You look for
who
the
else?
next best
who,
thing.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
else can I look at? Who else
Yeah.
is better? Who's better than this person?
For sure.
You know, and that's always coming up.
Again, that social
you know?
hierarchy is
Yeah,
just like the
it's-
natural ranking.
Yeah, it fucking happens. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, and if you're not constantly on it on social media, then you're fucked,
Yeah.
and you'll literally go away.
Yeah.
Businesses can pick up and burn within 48 hours.
Oh yeah,
You
definitely.
know, like I've seen it even with some of the top Instagram people. Like
Yeah.
I know a guy, he actually went to my high school,
Mhm.
not naming names, but he was one of the top ones, and he was one of the first people to be an Instagram influencer, quote
Yeah.
unquote. And some shit happened,
Yeah.
and his reputation is shit now. It's
Wow.
dog shit. His business crashed. He's not doing as good. He's
Damn.
so it's like you gotta be careful too. Like
Yes.
you gotta be on it. Because if you sell out and make yourself something that you're not,
Yeah.
someone's gonna expose you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Someone is out there is going to expose you.
Yeah.
There's always that one person that's gonna get dirt on you no matter
Yeah.
what, and that's why like this show, it's real. Like
Yeah.
I don't deal with shit. Like, I'm
Yeah.
a real dude. Like
Yeah.
if you tell me I'm wrong,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, I'm not wrong. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
yeah.
like, wait, okay, how am I wrong?
Yeah.
I'll accept it,
For sure.
And if I don't agree with you, I'll be like, hey, like I don't agree with that, but I
Yeah.
respect you as a person.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am. That's the way I was brought. And
Yeah.
for those people, it's hard when you tell them, hey, you're kind of wrong for doing this, because they
Yeah.
have such an ego trip
Yeah.
that they'd be like, oh, fuck you. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I was like, all right, dude. Like,
Yeah, bro.
good luck. We'll see where you're at in like 2 or
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like people think that they can escape like universal law, but it's like, bro, like what you put out is what you get back. You
Yep.
know, that's a well-known law, but it's like so easily forgotten by all of us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like really funny how you mentioned that, because it's like I know people that are like Jeremy Buendia's posing coach, bro. Worked at the same gym I worked at as self-made,
Self-made.
and the dude burned me, bro.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah, the dude burned me. He
Okay.
took like 3 or 4 months of training in advance from a client, dumped him off to me, and then just dipped, bro.
What?
Yeah, bro. And now he's not even in the industry anymore. You know what the fuck he's doing?
What?
He's cutting hair.
Oh my god, what a clown.
Like, bro,
Yeah,
Like-
it sucks because
you have people that you look up to. Like, I looked up to Jeremy Buendia when I was like
younger.
coming up. Yeah, when I was
you're like, oh, I
when
want to be
first
like
started.
that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and the dude was Filipino too, and it was like I identified with him. Like, and we got along too. You know, we smoked together, we hung out, we worked out together, and it's like, bro, like, it was really eye opening to me to see
what goes on behind
yeah
closed doors.
what really goes on
Yep.
at the top level,
Yep.
you know, of this industry, and I don't like it.
Yep.
It has to be cleaned up, bro.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because you have so many people that are trying to either burn each other
Yeah.
or don't give a fuck, or
Yeah.
like I said, like everybody starts out with. I mean, everybody kind of starts out when you're younger, right? You're
Yeah.
a child. You're born and you're kind of pure.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you get raised a different way, and you go
Yeah.
into different routes. And
Yeah.
then going into the fitness industry, you're like, I just want to get bigger. I need to lift weights.
Yeah.
I want to be like this guy. And then
Yeah.
before you know it, you're big.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get brainwashed.
Yeah.
And then going back and getting lost in the sauce, you go into way, and then you don't even know that you're getting brainwashed
Yeah.
until some shit happens.
Yeah.
And then your mind kind of flips.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what kind of sucks. And it sucks because if you're that high in the fitness industry, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of shit, like
Oh,
getting
yeah.
burned, or like even your friends. You got to watch your friends. Like if you
Yeah.
make friends that are also top level
Yeah.
people, those guys aren't really your friends.
Nah, bro.
Like
There's a
they're
competition.
yeah, they're your
Almost.
competition,
Yeah.
and they're trying to backstab you
Yeah.
when you don't know it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing that sucks about when you're a top level fitness influencer on
Yeah.
Instagram
Yeah.
or some shit. Like there's very few people, like I don't follow a whole lot of fitness people on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
There's a few people I do follow that I've met a couple times and hung
Uh-huh.
out with,
Yeah.
and I know they're wholesome people.
Yeah.
You know, and they're stay true to their word.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just overall wholesome, good-hearted people.
Definitely. Yeah.
But then there's
Yeah.
others, which are a good 70% of them that
Yeah.
just fucking just look for a quick buck or
Yeah.
burn. Like for instance, you got burned, you
Yeah.
know, and karma comes back around to
Yeah.
bite them in the ass.
Definitely.
And I think that's the shittiest part about this industry now. It's gone to a point where it's just like, hey, where can I make a quick buck? Oh, this little idiot 18-year-old kid bought my shit. All right, fucking whatever. Like I'm
Yeah.
just gonna send him out some random shit, and it only takes 2 seconds. You know. Yeah, you're right. This industry's got to be cleaned up.
Yeah. And I think it has to do also with like the general public too, because it's like, yeah, if you advertise like a quick fix, the general public will buy it, but people that are able to differentiate between a quick fix and like an actual change
Yeah,
are the type of people that I'd want as clients. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because like I'm sure you've had clients that you couldn't tolerate because they would expect things of you that weren't your job. You know what
Or
I'm saying?
isn't realistic.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just because you pay me to be a trainer doesn't obligate you to have a transformation. It means that I'm gonna guide you to the road, but you gotta walk it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's fucking perfect. That's what I said, I think 2 podcasts ago. Like, I have clients, and it took me a while to get this.
Mhm.
Like when I was young and I was a trainer, people would be like, "Oh, I want this expectation,
Yeah.
and I want to lose 30 pounds in 3 months," and I do my best to make it happen. That's
Yeah.
because I was young and dumb and I didn't
Yeah.
know better, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Okay, like I'm gonna do my best to make it happen."
Yeah.
As I got older, started doing more research. I always tell people if they're new, I'm like, "Look, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Here's how it is.
Yeah.
Like, here's a science behind it.
Yep.
Here's a science of how you lose weight weekly, 0.5
Yeah.
to 1 pound a week
Yeah.
on you being active and healthy.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take us this long to reach this goal."
Mhm.
A lot of times they won't like it.
Yeah.
They're like, "Well, what?" I was like, "Listen, this is the healthiest way to do this.
Mhm.
In the long run, it's gonna help you.
Definitely.
In the short term, it's gonna fuck you up."
Yeah.
So I've had clients leave
Yeah.
because they wanted to get a quick fix somewhere else with another trainer, and
Yeah.
the trainer just took them on because they wanted to make a quick buck off them.
Yeah.
And then I would get that call from that client.
Yep.
"Hey, I stopped training
Yup.
with this person. You were right."
Yup.
So you gotta just in the beginning let them know, "Hey, like this is realistic. This
Yeah.
is real. I'm
Yeah.
being very honest with you. You
Yeah.
can take it how you want, but this is how this shit's gonna go."
Yeah.
It doesn't take you won't see results for 7 if you're new.
Yeah.
And you have no experience in the gym. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Like 7, 8 months. And then after that, years.
Yeah.
Like it takes years.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
know?
a lot of people see where we're at now and think, "Oh, I want to get there," but they don't see the years that we put behind
Dude, yeah.
our training.
I'm
Yeah.
28 and I have been lifting strictly since I was 20, since I got hired at LA Fitness when I was 20,
Uh-huh.
8 years.
Nice.
And a lot of people see me, they're like, "Oh, I want to look like," it's like, dude, I've been doing this for
Yup.
fucking 8 years.
Yep.
Not only that, you have setbacks where you get hurt.
Oh yeah.
I've had 3 separate back injuries where
Yeah.
3 times I had to go to the ER.
Damn.
I have my shoulders hurt. Like I have
Yeah.
so many problems, but I still work out.
Yeah.
Like people don't see that. People don't see the setbacks.
Yup.
People don't see my diet. People
Yeah.
don't see what kind of work I actually put into.
Yeah.
People don't see my workouts.
For
you know,
sure.
like everybody has this expectation of where they want to go, and they're like, I
Mhm.
expect it to be this way. It's like, no. You
Yeah.
gotta. It takes years,
Yeah.
and you have to be consistent. Because if
Yeah.
you're not consistent, you won't get shit done.
Definitely.
Like that's how it goes.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why, like, when I ask my clients like what their goals are, like I always allow them to say what their goals are at first, right? And then I ask them again, like, what are your goals really? You know what I'm saying? Because the goals that they at first have, I want to lose 25 pounds, or I want to get slim or get
Yeah.
toned or whatever. It's not their goal. It's the expectation of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you can use that as a gateway to see what their real goals are.
Yeah.
So eventually you'll get to the point where, okay, I want to be able to pick up my kid when I'm
Yeah, it's
like
the
old.
why factor. It's
Yes.
like, why do you want to lose that weight?
Yeah.
Why do you want to get stronger?
Definitely.
Is there a purpose to this?
Yeah.
Like people, I want to throw a football with my grandson, or I want to be able to go to the grocery store and take my groceries to the car by myself without having the
Yeah.
bag boy do it for me.
Definitely. It's like the little things in life that give you independence, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's like, if you're physically incapable of taking care of yourself, then I don't know, it's demoralizing in a way almost.
Yeah.
You kind of lose part of your freedom that way.
Yeah.
And I guess us as trainers is we help people improve their quality of lives by helping them feel better inside of their minds and inside of their bodies. So it's like, yeah, like your client got a six pack, that's cool. But like, my client doesn't have any more shoulder pain when he fucking raises his arms to close the blinds anymore. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to go on his tippy toes.
It's the little shit.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them stick with you, because in the beginning too, they have those expectations. I want to look like this. I want to look like
Yeah.
that. It's like, okay, well, let's start at a baseline. Where do you have injuries? And
Exactly.
then they'll be like, hey, you know what? My shoulders are feeling better.
Yeah.
My knees are feeling better.
Yup.
Like I have no hip pain in my hip flexors.
Yup.
Whatever you're doing is good. And then you have a client for life. They
Yes.
trust what you're doing with them, because whatever the problem that they've had,
Yeah.
you have made it now so small that they don't even notice.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Like, I don't know if you know my older client Neil,
Yeah,
but
he's a cool dude.
Yeah, we're going on our 5th year of training together, and he started with me at LA Fitness not because of what I looked like before, but because he came up and asked me like, what did I look like before I looked like this? He asked me the right question, and I showed him like when I weighed 220.
Oh,
And then-
yeah, you're telling me about that.
and then he was like, I want you as my trainer. So ever since then, like we've been working together, and within the last 5 years, like we've like almost transcended that client like trainer relationship. Like he's almost like a father figure to me now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's funny how that works out,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. You look up to that person, or they become your friends.
yeah.
I've had so many of my clients become my friends now.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, so if you're a coach, it's kind of like when they're training with you,
Mhm.
you got to turn business mode on, obviously,
yeah.
and still train them. You still
Yeah.
have to give them the service that they
Yeah.
pay you to do. They're still,
Definitely.
at the end of the day, they're still paying you. They're still
Yes.
paying you to make them better.
Yes.
But after that, when you go hang out with them and stuff like that,
Yup.
it's your switch turns off, and it's pretty cool because, dude, I still go to lunch with some of my clients.
Yeah.
I still go to parties,
Yeah.
gatherings, whatever it may be. And it's really cool how the relationship kind of changes from
Yes.
trainer client to friend and friend,
Yeah.
or
Definitely.
friend and mentor in
Yeah.
a way,
Yeah.
like a client of mine is one of my mentors now,
Wow.
so it's like you look
Yeah.
at Neil as your father figure. Shit changes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing too. You don't get that online training either.
No, you
you
really
don't.
don't. Yeah.
There's a
And-
different aspect to it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that if people were to value that over making a quick buck,
They do
then
so much better
they would. Honestly.
because people they look, they're like, oh, that guy looks great, I want to look like that. But if you're a good person and you have a good heart and
Yeah.
you show them that you care about them,
Yep.
they'll stick with you.
Yeah.
If you show them the care and quality,
Yeah.
they will stick with you. Be like, fuck, like Joe's such a good guy. Like he has a good heart. Like if I go somewhere else, I'm actually gonna feel bad.
Yeah.
I will feel bad. It's
Yeah.
it's not like where you buy a workout online. You're like,
You can like,
whatever.
brush it off.
Yeah, like whatever. It's $40.
Yeah.
And I'll go to this person. I'll buy their program.
Yeah.
Whatever. It changes.
Yeah. and being genuine is actually something very hard to find, especially in this industry, because like
Yep.
I had one of my newest clients when I first went to Axioms used to train at Self-Made with one of the top trainers there, top paid trainers. Let me correct that. Top paid trainers there. He's like, oh my gosh, fucking balling dude. But she used to train with him, and then she came to me, and on the first day she said, "Wow, you are so much different than this guy." You know what I'm saying? And I asked like, "How so?" And she was all like, "Well, when I first met him, like he was nice. First of all, he charged $90 a session. Like
Okay.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
For how much she was getting. So he trained her for the first session, and after that, she never saw him again. It was like one of his trainers under him that
Oh, she had an
was
assistant.
yeah, he had an assistant like that. And it was never, again, personal. It was just training, not personal training, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I asked her like how she felt ever since she started like training with me, and she said like, yeah, like I'm not going anywhere else. And it's like it's not like I think of myself as special. I think of myself as just as average as anybody else. The only difference is that I think I actually just give a fuck.
Yeah. No, you're not trying to make a quick buck. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna, because I know one girl who
Mhm.
works at Self-Made, and I've gotten to know her. She's actually became my friend.
Yeah.
She has a good heart, but I've heard a lot of stuff about the coaches there.
Yes.
Personally, I can't say anything because I've never met them. I've
Mhm.
never had a conversation. I don't know how they are, so I can't really have a viewpoint on them. You
Yeah.
know, you've gone through it, so you kind of have your
Yeah.
uh what is that word? You kind of have your view on them as a
Yeah. Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, even at like, let's say I popped off as a coach, right? Like,
Mhm.
I still have people I need to take care of.
Yeah.
Those people are gonna go first.
Definitely.
Everything else is gonna come last
Yeah.
because those people have been there since day one.
Yes.
Everything else, like all the fluff and
Yeah.
all like the high stuff, like
Yeah.
that can go last.
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit. I care
Yeah.
about the people that were with me since the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know, those people count. You have to take care of those
For
people.
sure.
And if you don't and you burn them, dude, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, you're getting rid of your foundation almost. And it's like I do plan on like expanding my business one day and hiring trainers under me to help me just like with the volume of clients that I've been getting. But they're like you said, there are always gonna be those like day one clients that I have
That
that
you
I'm gonna
still,
personally
yeah,
train
yep. You
because
still gotta have those.
yeah, because you first of all, they have issues that only you know about that you can't really teach to other people. It only comes with experience where you're able to see certain imbalances and certain issues that people have. And with people that you've been with for so long, you can't just like hand them off to somebody else. Okay, like I have Neil and I have a few other clients, but I also have those kids that I train, you know what I'm saying? And I'm preparing them for contests. And I see these young kids have so much potential. I want to be able to guide them in the healthiest way possible because it's like I'm sure like when you competed, just as how when I competed, like we were probably offered like roids on day one almost, you know what I'm saying? And
I
it's
mean, to be frank, I used to
uh
take it.
oh really?
Dude, I used to juice.
Damn.
I used to take shit. No, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And when I think it was when I was young, I
Uh-huh.
wanted to be big, just like I
Yeah.
saw people on social media.
Yeah.
And that's when I started working at LA Fitness.
You were offered it when you were working at LA Fitness?
Yeah. So
Damn.
that was back in 2010. No,
2012.
2012.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 2010 is when I graduated high school.
Damn.
Fuck. No, 2012. And this guy's like, hey, you want to get big? I was like, okay. I looked at him weird. He's like, you know what this is? I was like, I've never
Oh,
seen it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And he's like, it's easy. It sucked because I didn't have anybody to tell me no.
Yeah.
And the goal that I wanted was just to get as jacked as possible.
And it was right there.
And it was right there. It literally, I saw it as an opportunity other than like, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And like I was young and I always worked out with this guy. So I was like, okay, he's doing it. He's looking really good. Maybe I should do it too.
Yeah.
So I did it,
Yeah.
and I did it for about 2 years.
Uh-huh.
You know, will I ever do it again? No. Maybe if I'm like 60
Yeah.
and my doctor says, "Oh, you need to be on testosterone
Yeah.
replacement therapy or
Yeah.
something because your test levels are too low."
Yeah.
Then I mean, sure, but when I look back on it, I was an idiot. You know, I was a kid. I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older, like the thing though is like the gain's still stuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So people were like, "You're so big," and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but in a way that I don't recommend. Like, I don't recommend it at all. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
took all that shit. Like,
I mean,
testosterone,
yeah.
tren, Winstrol.
Oh, shit.
Like, I took all of that, you
Yeah.
know? And first of all, it fucking hurts your pocketbook. It's so expensive
yeah.
a month.
Definitely.
Second off, I wasn't doing it in a very good way. Like, I did it the horrible way. And luckily, I'm very lucky that nothing ever happened to me negatively.
Yeah.
But I was an idiot kid and I just wanted the shorter way out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just get as jacked as possible.
Yeah.
Dude, so right now I'm 130.
Uh-huh.
When I was on that, I was probably about 165.
Oh my gosh.
I was a fucking tank. I swear to God, like
God,
I was imagine me, but 30 pounds heavier.
Bro, I'm trying to imagine you with
I
like,
was fucking wide.
Oh
Roscoe
my
seen me.
gosh.
Roscoe
Oh
saw
yeah,
me.
dude, I remember that.
Yeah,
You were massive.
I was
were
huge.
massive.
I
What?
would literally squat like 345 for reps.
Oh my gosh.
315 was easy for me. I would just go ass to grass with 315.
Wow.
You know, but you do shit like that and you got to deal with night sweats, your
Yeah.
skin changes,
Yeah.
you break out, like it's just for me, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And me personally, I have a personality to where if I start something and I don't like it, I'll cut it.
Yeah.
I'll cut it cold turkey.
Yeah.
So I did that and I cut it cold turkey. And then you kind of go through a slump. It's actually crazy because you start at a baseline, right?
Yeah.
And then you jump on performance enhancers and you have a huge incline.
Yeah.
Usually the first month you jump on it is probably the best results because your
Yeah.
body has never been experienced through
Yeah.
that response before.
For sure.
And then you go back down and you cut everything off completely. And dude, you have a decline
almost
so
like a
far
come
down.
down.
You
Yeah.
come down below where you started at as a
Yeah.
baseline,
Yeah.
and then you'll slowly come back up again.
Yeah.
That's what my body experienced.
Did you take a post cycle too?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
okay.
I did post cycle therapy, but
Okay.
at the same, my body changed because
Yeah.
your hormones have to kind of go back into play where they started at beforehand.
Yeah.
Your hormones get so out of whack when you're on that shit, dude. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can honestly say though, it was like a lesson. Because when people ask me about it, I've had a few kids ask me about it.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I took it
Mhm.
and give my advice on that.
Yeah.
It's like, here's my advice. You guys can take what you want from it. If
Uh-huh.
you guys do it or don't do it, that choice is up to you. But
yeah.
I took it. I know how I felt personally. I
Yeah.
saw all the negative and positive effects from it.
Yeah.
Here's how it went.
Yeah.
You know,
For
so
sure.
bro, that shit was it ruined my relationship, it ruined my mental
Wow.
state. Like it fucked everything up.
Wow.
You know, like it got bad. So I was like, I gotta quit it.
Yeah. It was like for me when I first moved back out here in California and I started working at LA Fitness too.
When did you
Um,
start working at LA Fitness?
In 2015? 2015. No, wait, 2016. 2016. I did my NPC show in Hawaii in June.
Oh yeah, you're from Hawaii, huh?
Yeah, I went to school out there.
Okay.
I
Originally, where you were you
oh,
born?
I'm from LA.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in LA. Went to high school in Santa Clarita, and then college in Hawaii, and then I don't know. It was like in college too. I was given like a time to reflect on myself because I was by myself on the islands, and within the first year, I gained like 60 pounds.
What?
I went from 160 to 220,
Holy shit.
and it was
That
just
island life, man.
bro. Honestly, it had something to do with I don't know. I feel like I was having like an existential crisis because I was planning to go to medical school out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And first year of kinesiology just like killed me, bro. Just like killed me. I had it I failed chemistry twice, and by the time I got to OChem, I was all like, "Fuck, bro." I ended up switching to psychology
Yeah.
instead, and I saw the amount of stress it took on me, and I saw how many more years I had to put in. It's like, bro, 60 pounds, and it's only the first year. Like, bro, I got to change something. So I was like kind of into bodybuilding. I admired the art aspect of it, the posing aspect of it. And then I decided to just dedicate myself to that,
Mhm.
to bodybuilding. And I still went to school, but in order to fund the bodybuilding and not doing the shows, I had to work 2 jobs because the minimum wage in Hawaii was $7.50 an hour.
What the fuck?
Highest
Really?
highest cost of living in one of the highest cost of livings in the world, and it's only $7.50 an hour, bro. Like,
What?
so yeah, I was working 2 jobs as a security guard at nighttime, and then as a server at a restaurant before that shift.
Oh
So
shit.
go to school full time and then prep for the show on top of that.
Right.
So when people say like, like, oh, I want this bad, or like, I struggled for this, and it's like, bro, did you?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, some
And,
people
like,
do, and
yeah,
some people don't.
Some people do. Some people really do. And it's like people like you see me now here in California, and I drive like 150 miles
Yeah,
every day.
you live by Six Flags.
Yeah. So I drive from Santa Clarita all the way
Yo,
down to
that's
Orange.
dedication, dude.
And it's not, it's like, it's because I compare it to what I had to go through in Hawaii. And it's like, bro, this
It's
is
nothing.
cake.
Yeah.
Bro, I get to drive, listen to music, like, come on now.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful life. And I
Yeah.
get paid to work out, bro. Essentially.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful life. And I wish like more trainers would appreciate it, more trainers would like enjoy it. I see
More,
people.
yeah, and not only that, not take their clients for granted and not
Yeah.
burn other trainers.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because this is a beautiful life, honestly.
No.
Like,
I
especially
think though, like school fucks you up psychologically too. Like, dude, no, I'm being fucking serious.
Don't get me started,
Yo,
bro.
because I dropped out. I
Yes.
had to drop out too because
Yeah.
me, I can't concentrate.
Mhm.
So I mean, this is different because
Yeah.
like we're talking back and forth, but
Yeah.
you can't put me in a room with 30 other people, and if it's something it's not that it doesn't catch my attention,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'll sleep.
It's not important to
Yeah,
you,
it's,
bro.
it's not important, and I'm gonna knock out.
Yeah, it's like I don't give a fuck about balancing equations, bro. It's like, bro, it's like, what?
Yeah, it has
Nah,
nothing to do with what
yeah.
you're trying to
Yeah.
do. Like anatomy, physiology, microbiome is where I did the best because that's
Yeah.
part of what I wanted to do. I was like, oh,
Yes.
this stuff is interesting, but
Yes.
dude, you put me in a history class and I'm like knocked out within 2 seconds. And I think that's kind of something that sucks about like schooling. So many kids go through really bad mental problem. Like
Mhm.
coming out, they'll come with so much stress, anxiety,
Yeah.
shit like that. I couldn't concentrate, so I had to go to a doctor and they prescribed me Adderall.
Gosh,
And
no.
yeah, and so I used to take that. Dude, I used to do a lot of crazy shit when I was a kid.
Damn.
So I took Adderall and it calmed me down. So when I took it before class, I actually listened.
Okay.
I did well on my test. I was acing tests left and right
Yeah.
because my mind was so focused on the thing that was in front of me.
Yeah.
It was kind of like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And that's what it does. But at the same time, I have an outgoing personality.
Yeah.
So when I took that,
It-
30 minutes later, my personality would change. I
Yeah.
just felt like a robot. Like
Yup.
I'd be so...
You'd be a zombie, bro.
Yeah, like literally, you're a zombie that's just retaining information
Yup.
getting thrown at you.
Yup.
My personality changed. I wasn't the same person. I got really skinny. I got down to like, I don't know. So this was before, yeah. So I got really skinny at one point, and then I didn't like it, so I got off of it.
Yeah.
Like because of my personality, I
Yeah.
can quit shit.
Yeah.
So I got off of it, and then I was like, wait, I have to take a drug for me to concentrate in school. That shit
Yeah.
ain't right. Like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking drop out.
Yeah.
After 2 years, that was it. That's all
Yeah.
I did was 2 years in a
Yeah.
JC, and I just dropped out.
Yeah.
That wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Like it's kids go through some crazy shit in school, dude. Like I've seen it. Some of my clients too. I'm sure you see it with your clients.
yeah.
If they take school, they're
Definitely.
so stressed out. They got a bunch of shit going
Yeah.
on. They got to get this done by this deadline.
They
They're
pretty
not
much
sleeping.
stop
They're
training.
popping
Yeah.
Adderalls like they're fucking sweet tarts.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
like you got shit going on.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this though, but like in higher societies,
Uh-huh.
like, like in the up class, it's common tradition for people fresh out of universities to take a not a vacation, but take a psychotherapy. Yeah. Like,
Really?
yeah. Like, um, a lot of wealthy families do have these not I don't want to say
Psychologists?
yeah, I don't want to say therapist because it has a very negative connotation attached to it, but almost like gurus too that allow them to undo the damage done by traditional education.
Oh
Because
shit.
yeah,
Kind of like what are those? What are those? A coach? Like
like a mental coach or like a
yeah, like
hip
a mental coach kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. Because these like keep in mind your mind is your own living space, and if you clutter it with all of this information it becomes a very compact place to live in, giving you very little room for you to expand your mind. And that's
Right.
where a lot of people like, develop a lot of these social issues coming out of school. And I think if more people were to be open to not specifically psychotherapy, but some sort of form of reflection that allows you to detach yourself from the experience you had in school,
Fuck,
then
sounds like mushrooms.
let's
go on a wild ride, folks.
So, okay, let's go. At the end of my third year in college in Hawaii, I did go on my first shroom trip, and it's
How was
what
that?
oh my gosh, I've had a lot of realizations. Okay, so let me tell you what I saw. So a lot of people when they take shrooms, they like,
Woo!
they
Here
go
we
out,
go.
they take it with people, they go party or something like that. They go to
Right.
they go to a concert or something. I did it alone in my room in complete silence and in complete darkness. I only did this because I researched it before, and I was very heavily influenced by a guy named Terrence McKenna, and he studied the mushroom and held I guess clinics about it at UC
Right.
Berkeley, and he was one of the prominent leaders of this psychedelic counterculture movement in the 1970s. He was
Oh fuck.
yeah,
Damn, I had no idea.
he was wanted by the FBI, CIA, and he like fled to the Amazon, and that's where he like discovered DMT and that aspect. But going back to shrooms, I had my first shroom trip in Hawaii by myself, complete darkness. I was just chilling on my bed, and I was just rolling blunts because it helps calm you down
Calm you down, yeah.
during the trip. So I sat and meditated. I was heavy into meditation before doing psychedelics because I was warned that you need to have a strong foundation of mental fortitude for you to not
Have a bad trip.
have a bad trip
Yep.
and for you to like not go crazy, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I was meditating in bed and I had visions, and one of the visions what essentially I saw were where the paths I was considering are leading me. So I saw the path that medical school was leading me, and I saw the path that bodybuilding was leading me. And when I saw these visions, I had a vision of hellfire. Like I was walking through a canyon of fire. And then I like, okay, so I'm closing my eyes and then I see the fire, right? And then I close my eyes within closing my eyes.
No, I get it.
And I see myself from a sky point of view on a deserted island. And I concluded that that was the path that was going to take me, that medical school was going to take me through. It was going to take me through hell, and it was going to take me through isolation. Then from the island perspective from there,
Right.
it was like almost as if I astral projected from that island back here to
California.
yeah, back here to California. And it's like, it almost called me back. It was all like, bro, you had fun here. You feel like at home here, because I really did. Like
Hawaii has that type of feel. I've
does.
never lived there. I've never even visited there, but
Yeah.
everybody that's been there, they said that it's very homey.
I love it. Yeah. And it's like when I did go there, like they thought I was local, like I blended in.
Yeah, you look like it, dude. I
Yeah.
thought you were Hawaiian. I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
And like it was really different because being raised in Santa Clarita is predominantly like Caucasian and Korean
Right.
areas. So, people would not not treat me bad, but it was like it was different. It was different. They would be surprised at the way I speak, and I'd be like, "Why are you surprised at the way I speak?" You know what I'm saying? Or like they would be surprised at how smart I am. That's a big one. And it's like,
Yeah.
my intelligence has nothing to do with how I look.
Yeah.
But in Hawaii, that was where I experienced unconditional compassion and love almost,
Yep.
because it's like I was in a new environment, and like even though I looked like I blended in, when I started to speak, people are like, "You're not from here, are you?" You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you're from Cali,
Yeah,
bro.
you're like, "You're not from here."
Yeah.
But yeah, so it almost was as if like the mushroom was saying to me, like, you learned a lot here and you learned what you wanted to do, which is not gain 60 pounds every year.
Right.
But what I wanted to do was I wanted to live for as long as possible and feel good,
Yeah.
while doing it. So it almost called me back home. Okay, so keep in mind, during this entire time, my eyes were closed. When I opened my eyes, I straight up, it was a hallucination, but I saw a mirror standing on my bed. Okay.
What?
So I open my eyes, I'm sitting on my bed, and I see a mirror on my bed. And like I see myself in the reflection. I get spooked, right? I get
What?
spooked because it's like, bro, I'm seeing something that's not really there. It's like I know I did not put a mirror
Right,
there.
right, right.
I close my eyes and I open them again, and the mirror is still there, but my fucking reflection is gone, bro.
What?
And I just fucking break down and I start fucking crying. And I don't know. For me, that was a very liberating and enlightening moment, because the message I took away from that was what I see myself as doesn't really exist.
Yep.
And that's what allowed me to let go of both paths of everything. It allowed me to let go of absolutely everything. It was like, forget med school, forget the expectations that your parents had for you, forget the expectations you had for yourself. It's like, as a human being, as an entity with consciousness, how do I want to leave this world? And it's like simple. It's like, I want to stay active and I want to help other people get active, because it's like, clearly there's an obesity problem in this country.
Dude, it's almost 50%. It's almost fucking 50%. Like, that's a huge number.
Yep.
The statistics are getting worse.
So, and like from what I was learning in school, I was going to school to become a doctor. None of what I learned in school has helped me help anybody get any healthier at all. It was either all like knowledge that we had to search for, or that we've had in our own experiences. You know what I'm saying? And it showed I want to say, obsolete nature that school has nowadays. By the time people graduate, the knowledge that they learned is almost outdated. Because why? Technology is moving at a faster and faster rate, but the institutions can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you have the institutions still teaching the same things that they did in the 1940s.
Yep.
It's still from the same book. Nothing's being updated. If it's an updated book, it's updated maybe every 10, 12 years, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's a huge flaw in the education system. It's changing.
Yeah.
Like it needs to change.
I think it's also a reflection of our values too.
Yeah.
Because okay, like I love America very much, you know what I'm saying? And I love the freedoms that we have here and all the shit that we can get away with.
Yeah.
But the fact that military is the number one industry right now, and number two are pharmaceuticals, shows a reflection of our values.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it shows a reflection of our consciousness as a country. If we're arming up and we're taking drugs, we're paranoid as fuck.
Yeah. you know what? I've never thought of it like that. That's funny you say that. I've never thought of, because the United States has probably the strongest army there is. But I've never thought about it like that.
We have the strongest military in the history of humanity. And if we were to cut that military in half, we'd still have the most, the most powerful.
It's crazy how the education system is, man. It not only that, like
it's just not being prioritized.
Yeah,
like
you had to have that trip while you're in school to figure out your life and to figure out that actually wasn't the route for you.
Yeah,
and then you came back.
Yeah.
Sure, you won't make as much money. Sure, you won't drive
At least for now, bro.
you know,
At least for
yeah,
now.
at least
You
for
know?
now, you're gonna
It-
have to hold that
for
off.
for me, it's like I would rather grind 10 years. I would grind for 10 years working on myself and my business to make money for myself than invest 15 years of my life for a doctor's degree and some student loan debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
Like,
even those people aren't happy because I've trained clients who are CEOs of
yeah,
companies. I've trained some of the top level CEOs
yeah,
and they come in and they hate their life.
yeah,
Yeah, they drive a Ferrari. Yeah, they drive a Lamborghini. Drive a G-Wagon. They have all this money. They can buy
yeah.
anything.
But their
But
lives aren't their own
yeah,
almost.
they're chained. They
Yeah,
literally have chains to their ankles and
yup,
they come in every day with bags under their eyes
yup,
because they had to deal with some bullshit that they didn't want to deal with. And
yup,
they have a job that they don't like, but they're latched on because now that they have a family, a wife, and
yeah,
they need to keep going with that.
yeah,
I've trained some of those people and they tell me, I've
yeah.
had someone break down. They're like, I fucking hate it. I hate it. Like
Fuck.
I hate it, you know? And for you and me, this is my life. Like
Yes.
you said, I would rather grind. Who cares? Dude, I drive a Nissan Altima. I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck. Like
yeah.
I don't
Who
care.
cares?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't care about my social status. I don't
It,
care about my car.
it gets the job done.
Yeah, like I want to do what I want to do because it makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck about what I drive or where I live. Like
Yep.
there was a point in time where I was so broke, I would eat oatmeal and eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep. Yep.
I used to be at that point and I
Yeah.
appreciate those times.
Hell yeah.
But even now, I'm like, I'm better, but still, like, I don't need that shit. Like, yeah, it's cool to have, but it's who you are as a person, what you're doing for a living that makes it worth it. Because if
Definitely.
you love your job and you're doing better, guess what? That'll make you do even better and you'll love your job even more. It just pushes you more.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people just like I said, going back and getting lost in the sauce. Like,
Yeah.
like
They.
a lot of people grow up, especially in Orange County.
Mhm.
A lot of people grow up. I want to be rich. I
Yeah.
want to have a Ferrari.
Yeah.
They think that'll make them happy, but until they get that Ferrari, they'll keep chasing another material possession,
Mhm.
and then a material possession after that, and then they'll keep going.
Yeah.
That's not gonna make you fucking happy.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't care about what I drive. I don't care what I wear. Like I just want to make other people feel good and
Yeah.
other people to better their lives.
Yeah.
You know, make their lives easier as far
Yeah.
as moving and
For
just
sure.
having fun and being friends, you know,
Yeah.
because dude, when we die, you're not gonna take the shit with you.
Nope.
Like you're gonna a CEO could be buried next to a mailman.
Yeah.
They're not gonna give a fuck.
Yeah. And you won't be able to tell the difference either.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And
Nope.
I like how you say that too, because it's almost as if like, not to like say that they're wrong, but want to say that the pursuit of happiness isn't the right idea. Because if you're pursuing happiness, you know, you're constantly chasing it.
Right.
I think happiness has to be a pre-existing condition before you take an action if you want to maintain your happiness.
Yeah.
If you're going into an activity, if you're like, oh fuck, I gotta cold call this like lead or something like
Yeah.
that. If you have that
Yep.
mentality, then bro, you're not gonna make it. Like one time, okay, I had an online client, right? She messaged me at 12 in the morning saying that there were some mistakes on her meal plan. I didn't take it as offensive. I took it as I thought about it. I was like, this is an opportunity for me to fix my mistake for a person that's like asking for my guidance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, the fact that she even gave me a second chance to fix my mistake is like, I'm thankful for.
Yep.
But other people would be like, they would like let their pride get in the way of it and say like, oh no, it's right, you know, because
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like, bro, I've seen so many trainers like lose their cool because like their clients ask something simple, or like, you know, it's really sad to see the amount of like egos in the industry that are so fragile.
Bro, it's
you know?
it's a dick swinging contest. It literally is. It's literally a dick swinging contest to see who's the bigger alpha,
Yeah.
who has the biggest dick in the room. Like, who fucking cares,
Yeah.
dude? Like, go ahead, be a douchebag. Well, guess what? I'm gonna be the nicest person in the most. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to be the nicest person in the room.
Yeah.
I want to be the most open-minded person in the room.
Yeah.
Like, going back, if you tell me I'm wrong about something,
Yeah.
oh shit, I was wrong. How was I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then let me know and be like, oh, okay, like I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't let I used to when I was a kid. Like I think we all had that ego when we were like 20,
Oh
19,
yeah, where we
21.
thought that we knew
Yep.
everything
Like,
about
yo,
everything.
fuck that. I no, he's wrong. He's an
Yeah,
idiot. He's a
yeah,
fucking, he's this, he's that. It's
yeah,
like, take a step back and kind of think of how you're interpreting the situation. If
yep,
someone's telling you you're wrong, there's usually a reason why you're
yep,
wrong,
yep.
And I've been wrong plenty of times as a coach.
Definitely.
And over the years, I've been more open about it. Like, how am I wrong? Oh, I should do this way.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah,
Yeah. Thank you for the heads up. I really appreciate that.
yeah,
Anything else, just
for
let me
sure.
know. And because I need to step up my game too.
Yeah, we always have to be improving ourselves because as trainers we have to like this is another thing too. Like I was questioning like whether or not to even get back on stage again. And I was talking to my clients about it. And then they said, well, you're the reason why we're doing this. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's like, bro, like, okay, that was enough fire enough
Yeah.
to get me fired. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
it lit a fire under your ass, and guarantee you that workout that day was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I've had those situations too, like when you asked me, hey, you should step on stage. It's like, there's no, there's no reason for me to do so.
Yeah.
There's really nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably can, but I wouldn't like, let's say if we were to do it as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Because it would be fun with all my
Yeah, for
friends
sure.
and to prep and
Yeah.
root for you or Jack or Brendan
Yeah.
or whoever else wants to come with us. Like,
Yeah,
that'd be a
yeah.
cool thing. It'd be like
Definitely.
a cool moment to have, like where we all stepped on stage, win or lose. We all did it as a group.
Believe it or not, though, that's the way old school bodybuilding was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Arnold, Frank Zane, Franco
Dude,
Colombo,
they all
Tom Platz.
partied together. They all went to the
Yeah.
gym together.
Yup.
They all did everything. They
Yup.
were friends.
They went to the beach together.
They were
all made
friends.
money together.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
friends. That's how they did it. And nowadays, you have Instagram influencers that try to fuck each other over,
Yeah.
and they don't care. It's like, yeah, I hung out with this person, but he's a dick.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
Majority of the time you hear that.
Yeah,
and
it's like, wait, what? Like, I thought you said you were cool with him.
it's like on Instagram they say like, oh, it was an honor to work out with this guy and this guy, but like behind their backs they're like talking shit. And it's just like,
yeah.
what is this?
Well, Instagram's a
What is
highlight reel,
this?
dude.
It
Like,
is.
it's Instagram. You're only seeing the best of things. You're not really. Nowadays you're seeing from every aspect, but usually Instagram's a highlight reel, and all you see is
Yeah.
little snippets
Yeah.
of what's going on when you don't
Yeah.
know what's going on behind closed doors.
It's-
You need to know the whole story.
Yeah. It's so hilarious how you say that though, because like you said, Instagram is a highlight reel. And I love how your followers like to think that they know you.
Yeah. Based on what I post.
Based on what they see. Because they like see me, they don't see what I do outside the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're all like, oh, all you do is like hang out at the gym and all you do is like train clients for money. I'm all like, bro, no. Like they didn't see me sleeping in my car at one point. They didn't see me like, like going to sleep at midnight, waking up at 5 a.m.
Yep.
for my cardio. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Talk to them.
oh yeah. And it's like a lot of people like to, even when you explain that to them, like what you went through, they like to brush it off. You know what I'm saying? They're all like, oh, well, that you didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And
It's
like,
easy to judge. I think Instagram's made it a little bit easier to judge people.
yeah.
And that's how we are, because we've all judged.
Yeah.
I've judged people when I was younger, as
Yeah.
I still do from time to time,
Yeah.
but I'm very aware. I've gotten into the aspect of like, why is that a person acting a certain way?
Yeah.
Why is that person doing this?
Yeah.
I've been more kind of what's that word? Not intrigued, but like,
Observant.
yeah, I've been very observant. I'm more observant of people and
Yeah.
like why they act the way that they do
Yeah.
instead of judging. And nowadays I see it to where from both sides, everybody's judging based off what they see. And it's like, you don't know that person. You don't
Yeah.
know what they've gone through.
Yeah.
Everybody in life has had a story.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story. Everybody in life has had some shit that they've
Yeah.
gone through. You just don't know about it,
Yeah.
and it's sad for other people to judge people based on a fucking post.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
I forgot who said it, but the saying goes like, thinking is a lot harder to do. That's why most people judge.
Yeah, because it's
you
easy.
know? And it's like judging is like almost like your first reaction.
Yeah.
Because it's based off of something that's not you. when you judge something, it's an illusion of separateness, I want to say, and it's based off of not your own ideas, but off of the ideas that have been implanted in you.
Yeah.
And people that are unable to outgrow those preconditioning ideas are people whose minds are not their own, I want
Yeah.
to say.
No,
And
you're right.
and so you see like a lot of people take stances on certain things that they don't really know about, and they like to talk about it.
Yeah.
But when you ask them about it, they don't know
Yeah.
anything, you
Like
know?
even it's the media too, and it's people's first reactions is like if they see something, ah, fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
wait a minute, wait a minute. Like,
It's like,
yeah,
why?
it's like, wait, you okay? So let's dissect
Explain.
this a little
Like,
bit.
explain
Explain,
yourself.
like, because people, no, you're right. People don't want to explain themselves because it takes too much work.
Yeah.
We're to think about a certain topic
Mhm.
and to have your brain going takes work, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to do that.
Hell
A
no.
lot of people want to just judge and be like, that
Yeah.
person's shit. That person's a like fuck that person.
Yeah.
I mean, if you gone through a bad experience with you from one of the coaches at Self Made,
Uh-huh.
that's what you've gone through. You know,
Yeah.
that's an experience. So
Yeah.
you have the right to have a certain opinion on that
Yeah.
person based off what you've gone through.
But
right?
but beyond that too, it's like I'm not gonna let my experience with that individual like ruin like potential future like endeavors like with people from self-made, because like not everyone from self-made was bad.
No,
You know,
yeah.
I made like lifelong friends there, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I've been inspired by people from there. And it's sad to see like genuine people having to deal with
Shit like that.
yeah, having to deal with like the superficiality nature of majority of people in the fitness industry, because it's like, bro, if you're the owner of the gym and you're like fucking up on talking to your group of trainers, and you're fucking up on like the set amount of rent that they're supposed to pay, like that's shady.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like if you offer one thing and then you ask for another thing, like that's shady too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's-
can't go back on your word. So my grandpa, I look up to this guy.
Uh-huh.
He's an OG. He always said a man is only as good at his word.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
say something, you better fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter. Like, hey, I'll pay you back $5 or I'll
Yeah.
pay you back $10. It might be small to the person, but
Yeah.
if you're willing to go out and do that, be like, hey, remember that time I owed you $5?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
People be like, oh wow, I forgot about that. Thank
Yeah.
you. Like, you have to go on your word no matter what you say. You can't go back on that. If
For
you
sure.
make a promise, you make a promise.
Yeah.
Like with me, if someone, I've been burned before.
Yeah.
And when someone tells me they're going to do something, I don't expect it just based
Yeah.
off of the experiences I've gone through. Cause I'm
Yeah.
always like, no, you're good. Cause people will be like, oh, I promise you I'm going to do this. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. Like, we'll
Yeah.
see if it happens.
Yeah.
If it happens, great. Then I'll be like, oh, this
Yeah.
person keeps their word. If
Like
it
they came
doesn't,
through. Yeah.
if it doesn't, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, if I promise you something, like if I'm like, Joe, I'm going to do this for you.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
yeah.
I got your back.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
like I don't like, because that's me. That's who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Dude, if you got to get less sleep, then you get less sleep. Like
sure.
you got to just suck it up, stick to your word, and
Yeah.
do what you said you're gonna do. Because it like we said about fitness influencers and people fucking each other up and stabbing each other's back. It comes back to bite you in the ass,
Definitely.
and you're definitely gonna burn. You
Yeah.
know, so. It may not be like within 5-6 years, but
It'll
everybody
eventually happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like I wish a lot of people would acknowledge that, because I feel like it would get a lot of the bullshit out of the way. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, especially when you at first meet somebody, you know, you have to go through all of that. You have to jump through a lot of hoops to get to really know somebody.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, I don't know if you see me in the gym. I don't really talk to people that much, but
You're very not quiet, but you're very calm. I've noticed.
thank you.
Yeah.
I try to, because it's like, think about it, like a lot of people when they're in the gym, they just got back from like somewhere where they were rushing. And
Mhm.
then a lot of times when our clients, I don't know if you have this problem, but with me, a lot of my clients, they like to rush into their set. They just
Right.
grab the weight and they just start their set. I'm just like, calm down,
hold
calm
up.
down,
Yeah,
hold your
hold up.
horses. Make sure you have good posture. Make sure you're breathing right. Make sure you're calm.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like if you go into a set chaotically, it's gonna end bad.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make sure that everything is set. And I try to, again, you get what you put out. I try to put out that that calming environment where people can just like relax, where people don't have any expect. I don't have expectations for my clients. I don't have any expectations for myself or anything. I just try to maximize what we do in the moment,
Hmm.
which is, you know, helping them get better, helping them get healthier. And they're not going to get healthier if you're stressed out. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like the more calm I am, the better they'll be, you know?
Right. And
And
they kind of see that. So your clients will kind of feed off your energy too. So like, I
mhm.
mean, you have those trainers that are like, fucking go. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
okay, I mean, that's cool, but it depends on the client. Like
And
you
you see,
said,
yeah, you see me do that to my clients too, because at certain times that level of intensity and
you need it.
that rage is necessary for growth. It's a matter of controlling the energy, I want to say, because it's just like your mind. You know what I'm saying? If you're not mindful of where your energy goes, then it would be really easy for somebody to just like waste 6 hours of your life or something like that. So it's like beyond what goes on in the gym, I teach my clients to value their energy. So I told my especially my younger clients early on, I was like, all right, you're getting into bodybuilding, you're gonna compete, your bodies are going to change. When your bodies change, people are going to change on you, you know, and I tried to like mentally prepare them for what's going to come because like I'm sure as you like experience like when you like got jacked, like
Yeah.
you probably started getting DMs left and right and you
Yeah.
know like you said earlier, people get lost in the sauce, people get lost in their success or you know in their sex appeal and they gain that egotistic confidence almost that cause people to act like douchebags
The
almost.
more followers you get, the more of an ego you have usually.
Yeah,
And that's one of the main problems that needs to be fixed. That's honestly why I started this.
yeah.
You know, it's like it's to kind of tell everybody like, yo, I'm not trying to expose people,
Mhm.
but what I'm trying to do is bring back the fitness industry to where it was. Like, be real.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
it. Be a real person, be a human being, be
Yeah,
good-hearted, be wholesome,
yeah,
you know, be nice to people, don't screw each other over.
yeah,
Like, yeah, you have money, but money comes and goes. Like
yeah,
I've gone through it. I've had money, I've lost everything.
yeah,
You know, it's just like it's honestly at the end of the day, even if I lived in my car, I would
yeah.
still train people. I
Hell
would
yeah,
still do this because it makes me happy.
hell
Like,
yeah.
I don't care,
and
you
and
know?
and anybody else in that situation would have quit.
Yeah.
Anybody else in that situation would have taken a regular 9 to 5 job. I was
Fuck
considering
that.
that too. I was
I
considering
did
that
that.
like yeah.
So I took a break. I think it was 2016
Uh-huh.
to 2017,
Okay.
where so I was dating this girl.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
yeah,
Yeah, this
fucking
is a great way to start.
yeah. So and then she's like, you what are you gonna do in the fitness industry? Like, you can't do this forever. My dad can help you get a job, or you can work at a
Wow.
marketing firm.
Mhm.
And I mean, I loved her at that time, so I was like, all right, I guess like I'll try it out. You know,
Yeah,
it's a 9 to 5 job, pays good, paid okay. You
yeah,
get a base pay plus commission.
yeah.
I mean,
Benefits
you
and all
get
that.
benefits,
Yeah,
medical, dental,
yeah.
shit like that to make you feel comfortable. But I hated it. I worked at maybe 3 different marketing companies within 9 months.
Wow.
Dude, I hated it. I hated my life. I hated driving.
Yeah.
It took me 90 minutes to get to work.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it took me 90 minutes because I was in the middle of traffic. I would come home in traffic,
Yeah,
and I would still have to try to work out because I would
yeah,
still work out, but
yeah,
it wasn't the same.
yeah,
You know, I did that. So I escaped and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a okay coach. Like,
yeah,
I need to go back to where I was good at.
yeah.
Now I think I'm even better just because I did that. And
Yes.
that taught me a lesson to where I'm like, fuck, I'm never gonna do that again. What
Yeah,
I have, I can't take for granted.
yeah,
you
For
know?
sure.
So it's like you got to go through that shit.
Yeah.
You got
To
to
really
go through
appreciate it.
hell to really appreciate what you have, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, just like my pop said, man's is only as good as your word. When you die, what are you going to get remembered for?
Yeah.
Who are people going to remember you for?
Yeah.
They're not going to remember you for driving a fucking Ferrari or a
Yeah.
G-Wagon or a Lamborghini. They're
For
going to
sure.
remember you like Alex was the best person that he could possibly be.
Yeah.
His laugh was funny. It made everybody laugh.
Yeah.
You know, Joe was the most wholehearted person I've ever met in my life. You know, whoever else, you
Yeah.
need to be a good person, because that's who people will remember you for.
Yeah.
Like Kobe, when Kobe passed away,
Yeah.
no one remembered him for his money.
Yeah.
They remembered him for who he was as a person and what he did, all the accomplishments that he did,
Yeah.
and what work he put into.
Yeah.
Like he would, I heard this, I don't know, like it could be true, probably is. He would go in at like 4:45 a.m.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
shoot like 100 free throws.
Yeah.
Before everybody else practiced.
Yeah.
And people came in, they're like, fuck, he's already in here, he's working.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he got remembered for not only being the best, one of the best NBA players in history, but
Yeah.
like him as a person, him
Yeah.
as like what he did for his community. Like
Yeah.
that's who he is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he owned a nice house in Newport, but no one ever talks about.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when Kobe had that nice house in Newport? It's like
Yeah.
no one says that.
And it would be real sad if people did remember you just
Yeah.
by that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
it's like those
Like-
aren't real friends at all.
Yeah.
Those people who you hung around
Yeah.
with, they're shallow people,
Yeah.
and you need to get new ones.
I forgot who it was, but there was a shooting guard that was playing against the Lakers, and he said like, "Oh, you know, since I'm playing against Kobe, I want to get like an extra workout in." So he shows up to the gym like 2 hours early, and then he saw Kobe already there working out, and then
Yo, ahead of the game.
and then he gets done with his workout, right? And then he sees Kobe still there, still shooting.
Yeah.
And then he stays just to see how long Kobe stays there for. And then he stays for like an additional 4 hours.
Yeah.
And
You
then
like it's work ethic, dude.
It really
It's
is.
work ethic and who he's remembered for.
if you love an activity enough, you don't really count how many hours you're doing it.
I don't.
I don't count the reps I'm doing, you know
Yo,
what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah, I don't. When I
yeah.
work out or put in hours for my clients, I
Yeah.
don't. The cool thing about like what we do is we don't clock in and clock out.
don't.
Like
Yeah.
it's from when your eyes fucking wake up in the morning till you go to sleep.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've gotten home from a client at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
and guess what? I got to wake up at 3 a.m. for another one.
Yeah.
You know, I love it though. Like, yeah, you're tired. Yeah, we get fucking tired. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like not working out.
Yeah.
Like people ask me all the time, like, hey, like, how do you feel? Like, I feel like shit. I don't want to work out,
Yeah.
but I got to put the work in because no
Yeah.
one else is going to do it for me.
Definitely.
You know, like I love my job. And if you love something, you'll dedicate 100+ hours a
Yup.
week to make shit happen.
You don't count the cost when you love something.
Oh
you
no,
know?
dude. Oh
Yeah.
no. It's an amazing thing. And I kind of feel bad for the people that do work 9 to 5 jobs
Mhm.
and that fucking hate their life. Like the
Mhm.
CEOs I train
Yeah.
that hate their lives.
Yeah.
They're chained, you know, and it
Yeah.
sucks. And I'm very fortunate and lucky that I enjoy what I am doing.
Yeah.
My grandparents have put a roof over my head and they support whatever I do in life.
Yeah.
You know, and it made me appreciate that to where I can now do whatever it is I like,
Yeah.
which is train people,
Yeah.
hang out with my buddies,
Yeah.
meet new coaches like you and
Yeah.
Alex and all the other runners that came in.
Yeah.
You know, like I love it. You know,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, we get tired. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking you yawn, you gotta drink 12 ounces of coffee in the morning,
Yeah.
but it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
there's no cost that you can put on that.
It's like I totally admire like that hustle mentality, you know, and like I admire that so much. It's just like for me, it's always been about improving my training conditions. Cause like I don't know, like bodybuilding for me isn't something competitive. It's more of a lifestyle for me. So like it's always at the back of my mind, you know, like
Mhm.
in every way possible.
Okay.
Like even to like how I express myself, I think of myself as a new ambassador for the sport and lifestyle because I believe that bodybuilding specifically has become warped in its values and its meaning. I think there has to be the distinction between bodybuilding and muscle worship. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because right now it's all about size. The obsession is about size.
How big you can
How
get.
big you can get, how shredded you can get. But if you look at the bodies on stage, it's like, yeah, they're big, they're shredded, but there's no substance. There's no what wine connoisseurs would call body in the wine. I don't know if
Okay.
you're familiar with that.
No, I have no
So,
idea.
like, I don't know, there's like a fulfilling taste in certain wines that you don't get from cheap ones with what they call body. And in the same way, if you take a 180 Frank Zane and put it next to a 250-pound Ronnie Coleman, yeah, like Ronnie Coleman's more shredded. Yeah, he's bigger, but like the art's not there. Like at least in his later years. Not taking anything away from Ronnie Coleman. He's a great bodybuilder. I look up to him. But I want to say that the expectations of the sport have put his body through so much pain and so much training that he had to go through double hip replacement surgery. And he loves the sport. He loves the sport.
Yeah.
I just wish that the expectations of the sport
Changed.
didn't take him in that direction. He had a beautiful body in the beginning of his bodybuilding career. And by the end of it, he was like
Well, it's
damn
like
near ruined.
it's kind of like going back on that thing. If people who have material possessions and they want a Ferrari, they want another Ferrari after that. They want a
Yeah,
bigger house. They want a bigger house before that.
bigger everything,
It's kind of
100%.
like the same thing in the fitness industry. Oh, so he's big. Let's see if we can get him bigger.
Yeah,
Hey, Ronnie, maybe you can get a little bigger, dude. Let's see how
yeah.
big you can get. Okay. And he thinks that's a good idea because he's new
It's
when he was a kid and
yeah,
he has a bunch of people brainwashing him.
yeah,
So okay, in order to do that, we gotta up his dosage from whatever
yeah.
CC to the max amount, and we gotta make him take fucking double in a
I
week. So
yeah,
it's changed and people are being greedy with that.
yeah. And I think I don't know, the bodybuilding industry has had multiple chances to redirect the um, direction that they were gonna go taste wise.
Right.
They had Dorian Yates and Lee Labrada back in like the late '80s, and Lee Labrada was just as good as Dorian Yates. Even Sean Ray was good as Dorian Yates. Flex Wheeler was good as Dorian Yates. The problem is that they weren't as big. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But standing next to him, they look just as um competent.
Right.
It's just that just because he's bigger, like he won, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been in situations like that where, yeah, the guy next to me can't pose right, but
He's
but
bigger.
but since he's bigger and what, no racial, but like also because he's Caucasian, but like I don't like how certain things influence bodybuilding that's irrelevant. Like keep in mind that the second Mr. Olympia was a Cuban guy. You
Oh
know what I'm
shit, I had
saying?
no idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sergio Oliva, and then the guy after that was Arnold Schwarzenegger, an
Yeah.
immigrant from Austria. It's just that the illusion of diversity in the IFBB and NPC is very, very political.
Oh yeah. It's
And
been political since then. Even now, like
yeah,
with top level guys in
yeah,
bodybuilding, it's all politics.
yeah.
It literally is. Like,
It's sad to see
let's say
too.
you have some guy that's on top, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And you have another guy. He's won, like, it's kind of like if you get Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler
yeah.
has won like what, 5 or 6?
Four.
Four.
Yeah,
And you get him, and you got this other guy who nobody knows.
yeah,
No one knows his name.
yeah,
No one knows where he came from, but
yeah.
he looks way better than Jay Cutler.
Yep,
Jay Cutler's still gonna win
yep.
because everything's there. Everybody knows him. The politics are there.
That's
And he's
that-
like, what the fuck? Like,
that's exactly what happened at actually Jay Cutler's last Olympia. Like he got sixth place. I don't think he should have gotten sixth place.
is that when who's
I think Phil Heath won.
Phil
that one.
Heath won first? Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
And Jay Cutler did not deserve six at that. Because okay, the first time Phil Heath won, I think Jay Cutler got second. The year after that, he got six. I don't think he should have gotten six. I think he should have gotten lower. But I think it's because of his status, he was given a higher placement, you
Yeah.
know. And it's sad to see too, because like I did 2 shows out in Arizona, okay? And I compete for a organization called OCB, claimed to be a natural organization.
Do they drug test?
They do drug tests, but it's by polygraph. Here's the kicker though. There's been like an expose like on YouTube and also from like the promoters and the judges that I know that there's a racketeering business going on in the OCB where they control who does the polygraphs and who does the photography
Fuck.
and who does the tanning.
Jesus Christ.
So you're in control of who passes the polygraphs. You know what I'm saying?
That's rigged, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
If that doesn't have like fixed like on
Written
it,
all over it.
then bruh, somebody got to be blind.
Yeah.
And again, that made me question like, why should I even like step on stage again? Because I don't even have my pro card, bruh. But I have pros coming to me asking me for posing advice.
Yeah.
So it's like, even I don't need their certification as a pro to teach what makes me unique, which is what I bring to stage. It like what the people saw was good enough.
Yeah.
And it's like it almost questions like the integrity of these organizations, I want to say, because the way I look at it, it's like a huge popularity contest.
Oh fuck yeah! It's just like high
You
school
know?
all over again.
Exactly.
Like all the popular kids are gonna get
Exactly.
all the shit.
Yep.
Like in sports, football and basketball are the number one top ranking sports that bring in money. When
Yeah.
I wrestled, we didn't bring in shit.
Yeah.
Like we didn't. We literally had to go from door to door
Yep.
and sell these discount cards
Yep.
in order to buy us gear.
Yeah.
Football players and basketball players didn't have to do shit. They got
Yeah.
everything handed to them because everybody goes to watch them.
Yeah.
It's always in life. It sucks because it always is a popularity contest.
It's so funny how you say that too, because that same situation is exactly what goes on here. And Sergio Oliva Jr. Mentioned this. He said that there has to be a distinction between fitness people and bodybuilders. Because I mean, I consider you a bodybuilder still, because you have that discipline. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's a mentality thing.
Yeah. Whereas fitness people, they would get in shape, have a photo shoot, stockpile photos for the year, be out of shape for the rest of the year, and then just post those photos of them in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, do people not realize this? Like, you're posting the same photo. Like, don't think that that's an actual picture from me. I recognize that same photo from 3 months ago. That's the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. They're recycling photos.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, bro.
And it's like, I wish like those people would have much more respect for me if they were to just be real with it.
Yeah.
Like, don't fake it, bro.
Yeah.
Show me how you look right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, people come at me, they're all like, oh, well, you post yourself all the time. And like, yeah, but I don't post myself all the time. I don't post myself when I'm like out of shape, because as a bodybuilder, I want to make sure that I'm in shape.
Yeah. Well, you hold yourself to a certain standard too, right? You're
Yeah,
not just trying to
yeah.
make a quick buck like
Yeah.
those guys who recycle photos who
Yeah.
they get in shape for like 6 months, they look their best, and then they take a bunch of photos and then they dish them out. I think that I had no idea that happened, and that's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah. If
So-
like people do that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do that too. I do that too. It's like if I had a photo shoot like 2 years ago and I find like a photo from it I haven't posted yet, I'd be like, okay, I'll post this,
Yeah.
But it's like I make it a point that that's not me now. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, this is a throwback.
Right.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
let people know like, hey, throwback to
Yeah.
2000 and whatever.
Yeah.
This is what happened. This is what I look like back then.
But never do I post an old picture of me saying that this is how I look now and this is how I look year round.
Yeah.
Dude,
No one has 3% body fat
year round. Nope.
That is not sustainable.
And that's not
I've
healthy.
seen fitness
Yeah.
people do that. Yeah, I walk around at like 4% about year round. I was like, it's bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
There's no way physically that you can be able to sustain
It's like
4% body fat. Like I've lost weight and then I've gained weight. So I'm starting to gain weight back again.
Mhm.
Dude, for a week, yeah, I had like a 6-pack and I looked great. But in a week, and I was probably at like 6% or 5 or whatever.
yeah.
And I felt like shit. I can't squat as much. I
Yeah.
can't deadlift as much. I can't bench.
Yeah.
Like my energy shot like
It's
I'm
not.
tired all the time. It's not
It's
sustainable.
not
Like,
functional either.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. And I've gone through that,
Yeah.
like I know what that feeling is like.
And I think that also brings a big question into the whole bodybuilding aspect of things, which is what values do we have as a bodybuilding community? Like from a competitive level, yes, a certain level of conditioning has to be achieved, but at what cost?
Mm-hmm.
At what cost of the health of the athlete? No, because then you're promoting the wrong thing. You're promoting they sacrifice the longevity of their lives for what? A few seconds on the stage?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. You're there to reflect a healthy body.
Right.
That's what we're here to promote, our healthy bodies in the bodybuilding industry, because that's the reason why all of these guys got into it. That's the reason why Arnold got into it, Frank Zane got into it, and
Yeah.
all of these guys, they didn't get into it for size.
Yeah.
They got it to feel good, they got it to look good.
Well, not only that, they had the figure. So what Arnold looked like back then
Hmm.
and what people look like back now or look like now, dude,
Totally
it's
different.
different. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody now looks like an abomination. They look like Hulk.
Yeah.
Whereas back then I'm like, wow, that guy looks
There's-
he looks shredded. He has
there's-
size, but he looks
yeah.
shredded. He looks good, like
Beyond that too, there's like a flow to his physique.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
an art, there's an element of aesthetics and art to it. You know what I'm saying? There's that artist touch
Yeah.
that gives a physique that flow, I want to say. Because you have all of these great gym bodies. Like everybody looked great. Even like in NPC, like all the bodies look great. They all look the fucking same though.
yeah.
Nobody the posing the posing isn't done on an individual level to where people are bringing out their own individual characteristics, and they're
It's
not
not
taught
unique.
they're not taught that unique element of it.
Well, you have like Kai Green, who's probably one of the best
Yeah.
posers there
yeah.
are out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Kai Green's posing is going to be different to Dexter Jackson
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Jay Cutler or Phil Heath
Yeah.
or Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
They're all going to be
But-
different and unique.
All those guys that you just named though, those are all excellent posers. Though there's a reason why they're at the top of their game,
They're all different too.
But yeah, I'm talking like about like people like at our level and just starting out too.
yeah.
They're so eager to copy and emulate another bodybuilder that they lose their own individuality. And I think that element is important to sustain throughout a person's fitness journey, because you're your own body. Even though we have the same parts, we both have shoulders, we both have chest, the way you execute a pose or an exercise is different from the way I would execute it, because we're both different bodies.
Yeah.
Even though we have the same parts and we're doing the same exercise. The problem is that a lot of people is like, if I keep trying to do it like you, then I'm gonna be doing it wrong for my body.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's eventually gonna lead into imbalances that will otherwise like undo me.
No, you're right. People's personalities come out through posing back,
Mhm.
especially back then.
Mhm.
You saw everybody's like I used to watch that shit, dude. The old school
Yeah.
bodybuilding
Yeah.
poses. Like I used to watch that a long time ago, and you saw everybody was different because
Yes.
everybody's personalities came out while they were
Yeah.
posing. Like
Exactly.
Kai Green, he was really smooth and just the way he moved and posed was like water.
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman, more explosive,
Yeah.
like more insane,
Like in your face.
yeah, in
kinda
your
thing.
face,
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler was kind of laid
Just,
back a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of like yeah, like poster boy in a
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody was different, but everybody's trying to be like everybody else nowadays.
Yes.
That you get lost in the sauce,
Yeah.
and you don't even know who you are because you're
Yeah.
trying to be like so many different other people that you're not. Your personality doesn't even come out.
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
And I actually, I don't know. It's something to be sad about, but it's also something I'm thankful for, because that's what set me apart.
Yeah.
In the industry. It's like nobody's ever seen that on stage before.
Yeah.
Like what I've done, and I'm not really doing anything different. I'm just doing things that they did back then.
Yeah.
Things that were ignored now that they did back then.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like there's a need almost for, I want to say, an archaic revival or almost like a renaissance, where our level of creativity increases by the inspiration of knowledge of the past.
Oh, fuck. Yo, that was deep, dude. Fuck. The weed got you. It's the weed.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm saying right now, guys. Don't listen to me right now. I'm just a stoner. I don't know anything.
That's fucking hilarious. That was deep.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
because it's like, bro, think about it now. All the athletes are focused on what? Science tells us this. The latest science tells us that. But you know what? There's a bunch of scientists out there that are fucking skinny. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't know anything about building muscle because building muscle is something beyond physical.
Right.
The stress needed to stimulate muscle growth can't be measured by number. There's a reason why there's skinny powerlifters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
The induction of muscle growth is produced by a level of stress.
Yeah.
That stress can be measured, but it's only measuring a type of stress. You know what I'm saying? This stress is something that's
I
infallible.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I get what you're
it's
trying to say. As
yeah,
far as science, it does play a key part, right?
it
Like
does.
we need it, but at the same time, you're right. There is no measurement of fucking tearing. There's no measurement or number of how to tear down a bicep or your
Because
quads.
everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Yep.
Everybody's interpretation of pain is different.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So the amount of pain I feel at 20 reps may not be the same pain that you feel at 20 reps or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the ability to separate yourself again from the emotion that that pain gives you, because when you are going through that pain, your mind is telling you to stop. Why? Because it hurts. Well, it hurts in comparison to what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It hurts in comparison to stopping. But it's like, what if you keep going? And I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I've experienced what people call the transcendent rep. And the latest time I experienced this was 2 weeks ago when I was doing those rack pulls next to you, I think.
Okay.
It was 405 on there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hit 8 reps. I was expecting to get 5. I got 8. And when I hit that 8, I was all like, oh shit. I felt it. I felt that transcendent rep. And I was like, let's strip 2 and let's see how much I can get at 315. I ended up getting 12. You
Oh
know?
shit, yeah.
So it's like
Your mind also plays a key factor in
your
when you're
mind
lifting
plays
too,
a key
because
role. Yes.
a lot of times I'll tell my clients, don't worry about, like, obviously you do have a set number, right? So
Yeah.
it's building strength, what, 3 to 5, 6 reps.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to do hypertrophy training.
Yeah.
8 to 10 reps.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go for muscular endurance, I mean, like
15 plus or whatever.
yeah, you got 12 to 15 or
Yeah.
plus or above that.
Yeah.
But like I'll tell my clients, don't worry about counting. Just do
Exactly.
it. Make sure
Yep.
you have the best form as possible.
Yeah.
Do the reps. A lot of times they'll exceed the number that I
Yeah.
expect of them.
Yeah.
They're like, how many was that? I was like, you did a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Let's put on more weight. And
Exactly.
your form was good.
Yeah.
You had no issue. Like
Yeah.
everything looked right. Your body seemed synced up
Yeah.
perfectly. Like, let's go up. And going back to having like a psychological warfare in your own head,
Yeah.
you put a number or something, or you tell a person, hey, do this for 8 reps or 12 reps.
Yeah.
They're gonna constantly think about that.
Yeah.
Now they're like, oh, okay, I'm getting tired at 6.
Yeah.
It's more like a psychological thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
So I've also experienced that as well. Like when I hit 315, when I
Yeah.
pulled that. I thought I was only gonna do 1.
Yeah.
It's like I'll just do like a max or whatever.
Yeah.
I ended up doing 2. I knew that I could do more, but I mean, for me, there was no
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've definitely experienced that as well.
Yeah. And I think that is the point of liberation where you're able to remove yourself from how you feel. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's important for people to have because people are very emotionally invested, I want to say, in who they are.
Mhm.
And that's why they're unable to get the results that they want because they're so invested in who they are. They're like, oh no, I don't want to hurt myself. Oh no, I'm like not confident in myself to do this amount of reps. But as my clients have seen, like you're able to like surprise yourself if you just focus on what you have to focus on.
Yeah.
Like don't focus on the thoughts that are making you doubt. Focus on the technique, on your breathing, on what you have in control at this moment in order for you to maximize what you're trying to do.
Your potential.
Yeah.
Not only that, once they succeed at doing that, it's more of like a confidence boost too, right?
Exactly.
It's like,
Yep.
hey, like I did this, I can do more.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it
so,
like transfers outside the gym.
Yeah.
Like the same fear that they had under the weight is the
Mhm.
same fear that they might have in like a social setting outside the gym.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like if they're able to overcome that in the gym, like it worked for me too. You're able to overcome it outside the gym.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
What time is it? 2:26. You gotta go, huh?
oh shit. Yeah, you're right.
Fuck. We don't want to make him his. We don't want to make him late for his client. So, yeah. Hey, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you, bro.
I wish you the best of luck with your fitness journey.
Thank you, thank you.
You're a good dude. You know, you're a cool, wholesome guy, and I can honestly say that from me knowing you. You know, but hey, thanks for coming on.
I really appreciate it.
it.
Thank you, bro.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys.